Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jim. And today we're going to try to figure out what in the world is Monarchy. This should be a fairly quick one. It is developed and published by Brain Seal Limited, and it is a 2D scroller type of game, similar to Kingdom and Kingdom New Lands, Kingdom Two Crowns, and that sort of thing. Actually, not just similar, it is almost the exact game. With a few changes on how you control some things and how you lay out your base. But I'm gonna look at the options as usual before we get started. You got your language here, you got your music, sound effects, display mode, resolution, refresh rate, VSync, screen shake. I wish that we could change the intensity instead of just toggle it, but you know, it's a tiny studio game, so I'm not gonna harp on that one at all. Run in the background and lighting VFX. So actually, you know, for the size of the project, it's pretty respectable. So the game came out a few days ago last week, and a couple of patches have dropped since then that have made the game a lot more approachable, I would say, than it was. Not very still. The game is not intuitive whatsoever. The tutorial is not the best at telling you what to do. There's no text description on anything, and most importantly, I would say there's no clear objective on how to defeat these scenarios. You have scenarios, which is nice. You have the Banded Land, the Siege, Winter Night, and Safe Lands. Safe Lands was introduced just a couple of days ago with the most recent patch, and this is great to get to know the game, and you will see why. The game is surprisingly unforgiving, even on the easiest difficulty. And I do think that, okay, the siege, you're sieging a castle, so okay, I guess kind of self-explanatory on how to defeat the mission, the main mission on that one, but there's not really a clear way on how to defeat each objective. So I'm gonna try the siege again because I really liked it. They added difficulty levels. The main thing that changes is the horse stamina, and I believe the gold output of chopping trees is a little bit better. The main problem I have with the game, honestly, is I don't know how to control more soldiers and bring them on with me on my adventure. That's my main problem with the game right now. So that's never explained very well, but it's something that you just can't really let get in your way of enjoying the game. So as you can see here, I'm kind of flush with gold already because my archer is killing these poor animals. So how does it work? I'm playing on a controller. If you play on a keyboard and mouse, you're going to be using left, right, up, and down to build your base. Keep that in mind. So the first thing you want to do is build your camp. Now, building your camp is going to drop all those items there you saw. Those are just basically the buildings that you have to build. So if you move a little bit further away, you're going to be able to build one building and then the other. Let's tell this guy to bring us back some more gold so we can expand a lot faster. The next building you want to build is the builder's hut, in which you know, you give a little bit of gold and it's going to recruit more builders for you. That first one I built was the archery hut, and it's going to build more archers. So the city limits are designated by this flag here, and then the final two buildings that you have to build is going to be the altar here, and then it's going to be, let's see, come on, pick it up. It's going to be the final piece of the wall. And do keep in mind, in order to progress in the building system, you're going to have to build every single available building that you have, and then you're going to be able to upgrade your main encampment, which is going to help you unlock more buildings and more units and more sources of income and so forth. So that's kind of how that game works. Now this is my archery base here. I'm gonna recruit another archer, and as I recall correctly from this game mode, on the right is a bandit camp which has to be claimed or destroyed or whatever in order to win the game. So this is the only scenario I've actually been able to build in. Similarly to the other Kingdom games, you have these random tents here with homeless people. You walk up to them, you give them a little bit of gold, and then they come to your camp and they join it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to recruit another builder so that I can progress a little bit further, faster. since the horse carriage is going to be bringing me more gold, which is nice. The altar here gives you certain bonuses for certain actions, so you can either get more gold by chopping down trees, or you can get more gold by killing deer. So there you have that. I'm going to sit here because I believe this is where the bandits come from. If it's the same every time. I don't know if RNG plays a little bit of a role in this one, but we're going to find out, I guess. I have an ultra wide, so it's a little bit easier for me to see. Oh, there we go. Yep, they destroyed the wall. So I'm going to try to show a little bit of gameplay on how this looks, but I don't know. Okay, so this is not the bandit one, it's the siege. I forgot. So there's a castle on either side, and you essentially have to bring more soldiers with you and try to destroy it. Again, I haven't figured out, in these Steam forums, the developer responded on how to get more soldiers to follow you. They claim that by dropping coin directly on top of the soldier, it will cause them to follow you around. That is not the case. I've tried so hard to get people to follow me. It's just not happening, and I don't know if it's a bug that they have to fix or what the hell is going on, but it's definitely hindering you in a lot of the cases. So I'm gonna have you bring back another person because clearly my guy died. So the main issue I have is when when your soldiers are behind the wall, it's a little bit frustrating to watch them try to kill the enemy soldier, because what happens is when the enemy soldier hits the wall, they get knocked back. Well, the timing is as such that your arrow flies off. Actually, let me get this to get more gold out of the trees. The arrow flies off right as the enemy attacks, and then as the enemy attacks, they evade the arrow. So you can have you can have a lot of soldiers actually defending your base. If the timing is not right, then it's just not gonna work. So you may have noticed here, why am I taking down those trees? Oh, I'm short 1 gold. That is just great. As you take down trees, as you can see on the background, the trees fall out, and then your horse can run a little bit faster when it comes to that. So as you kill more trees, your city limits expand as well. There's my 1 gold that I need to upgrade my encampment. And then your horse can run a little bit faster. You can expand the city limits. You can build more buildings. You can increase the... What? I thought I just picked up that gold. I just needed 1. I guess not. I needed 2. I don't know what the fuck was that all about. So I'm going to try to expand through this side here because let's see if I can hire... Nope, there's nobody there in that camp. That's sad. So now that I only have 1 archer following me around, and there's no really way of telling him, hey, stop following me around, I need you to stay here and take care of business. I'm going to keep my eye out on this side of the wall. Hopefully there's not going to be any enemies coming from that side, because that happened last game and I got annihilated. So hopefully this will show a little bit of how the frustration comes along with the combat system, and how it just doesn't really bind together as far as protecting your encampment. So we got 1 guy here. Luckily your horse can back kick. Oh fuck. Well, that sucks. I don't have any archers, so that's pretty much game over. Yep, and I'm gonna lose all my coins. So don't lose your archer, guys, because they will not. Your guys here are not gonna defend, and that's pretty much game over there. So, and that's where the game comes in. This was easy mode, right? And on the second night, there's already 2 enemies coming instead of just 1. And then the first enemy destroyed my wall without me realizing, because is when your arrow when your defender fires the arrow, it misses the enemy almost all the time. You basically have to have a bunch of people defending your encampment in order to keep the wall safe. So what I wanted, that was the siege. I mean, if you keep walking away towards the left or the right, you're gonna find the enemy castle, and you can eventually siege it. But yeah, I mean, this game doesn't really bring anything else to the table that the previous games haven't. Yeah, it's a little bit nicer to look at graphically because of the art style is different. Now, you may prefer the pixel art version of the previous games, but this is a little bit different. I've never seen fire done so well in a game like this. It just looks really nice. But as far as the rest, it's I don't understand how to make my guys follow. It's a lot more difficult than it needs to be, especially in the beginning. These kinds of games, they need to be a little bit more approachable from people, a little bit more intuitive, and it needs more text. So tell me what the goal is here. You know, in the introduction, you go through the introduction, it gives you prompts and images. Those are not easily understood by people, including myself, and that is a common sentiment in the Steam forums as well. So I really hope the developers address those issues, and you know what, if it's easy, make it easy. You know, don't worry about people complaining, oh, it's too easy and everything. Well, that's why you have easy, medium, or hard. But those people that want to challenge, you know, pick the hard difficulty. There's nothing wrong with that. If you just want a little bit of an easier time, pick the easy difficulty. And then adding safe lands where there's no, I don't know why easy, hard, and medium, you know, exists in the safe lands, but safe lands, there's no bandits. You just kind of play the game and you expand. And honestly, this is probably what I'm going to play for a little bit before I get into the game a little more, because it's just a lot more approachable. But then again, it's probably going to get boring, really. So I do want the challenge of having the game be a little bit more difficult, but I also would appreciate just make it a little bit more approachable. That's just my main thing. So there you have it. This is Monarchy. It's I believe like $15 on Steam. I think it's 20% off right now for $12. If you like this type of game, you know, that could be something that you might appreciate. If you don't find this game these type of games enjoyable, or you want a little bit less of a challenge, I will admit that even Two Crowns, the original Kingdom games, they were also very challenging. Significantly challenging. So I don't know, this is a tough one. This is the game. If you like what you see, then you like what you see. If you don't, then you don't. That's pretty much as simply as I can put it. So once again, this was Monarchy. I hope you found this useful, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.